girls.
Good afternoon.
Okay, so what are we going to do with the eyes?
Eyes are paying attention.
Mouths are what?
Mouth are shut.
And ears are what?
Listening closely.
Ears are listening closely. So today we're going to be talking about floating and sinking. Okay, so I was cleaning out my pool one day, and I noticed, guess what I noticed?
What?
I noticed that some things were floating and some things were sinking. Does anyone know what floating means and sinking means? Can someone tell me what floating means?
Floating means that when it's up the top.
Floating means that it's up to the top. Does floating mean that it's up to the top, Avion?
Yeah.
What about sink? When something sinks, what does it do?
Float.
When it sinks, it goes all the way to the what?
Bottom.
Great.
And shark.
Oh, yeah, like a shark. The shark swims and floats in the ocean, right?
And I can jellyfish.
Oh, yeah, okay, and the jellyfish. Okay. So today we're going to investigate things that float and things that sink. Can you repeat after me? Say, I can investigate to find out which objects float and sink. So our first investigation, we're going to be investigating, will these two objects float? Will one float, one sink? Will they both do the same thing? So, do you think this can of Coke will float, or do you think it will sink? Kanai, what did you think it would do?
It will float.
It will float. What about you?
It will float.
It will float. Okay, you think this one will float?
Yeah.
Let's test it and see. Okay, it's going in the water. Are you paying attention?
Yeah.
Looking closely.
Wow.
Oh, what happened to it? What did it do?
It went down.
It sank to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Wow, so let's test this one. What do you think this one will do?
Float.
You think this one will float instead?
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
Because that one was. Because that one didn't float. Maybe that one.
Maybe this one. Okay, well, let's try it.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Say, count down to 3. 1.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, let's see. It's going in. Oh, wow, it did float. So the Diet Coke floated, and the Coke, it sank down to the bottom. This is because many people think that because of the objects weigh the same, that they're supposed to both do the same thing. But instead, these two objects were totally the opposite. In this investigation, you can see that the Coke went to the bottom, and then the Diet Coke went to the top. So this one sank, and then this one floated. This is because the Coca-Cola, it has a lot more sugar in it compared to the Diet Coke. The Coca-Cola has a lot more sugar in it than the Diet Coke. So this caused it to go all the way to the bottom. That's because of the density of
all the
it.
way to the bottom.
Yes.
The Diet Coke is healthy than the Coke.
Oh, really? Because it has less sugar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I like how sugar in it.
Okay. So now we're going to move on to another investigation. Okay, so let's try this one. We have a worksheet here where the students will make a prediction based on the objects that we have. Okay. Are you able to hear me that apple behind you? Hold on, wait, Avion, get back. Come back. Do you see it? Okay. Thank you. Okay. So, with this penny, what do you think this penny would do, Avion? Do you think it will float, or do you think it will sink? Do you think it will stay on the top, or do you think it will go on the bottom? What do you think, Avion? KK?
Float.
You think it will float?
Yeah. And I think it will sink.
Okay, so we have one person say float. So what you're going to do, you're going to circle that it's going to float. You said sink, right?
Yeah.
Okay, Kanaya says sink. And Avion said float. So I'm going to put a K for Kanaya, and I'm going to put an A for Avion.
Their name.
Okay? What about the cotton ball? Do you think, feel it. I want you to feel the cotton ball.
Okay.
Do you think it will float or do you think it will sink to the bottom?
It will sink.
It will sink?
Yeah.
It will sink, Avion?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. Y'all both said sink. Uh-oh, I'm trying to write backwards. Okay, what about the paper clip? Do you think this one will float or do you think it will sink?
Sink.
It will sink?
Sink.
Okay, let's see. Y'all both said sink. What about the pencil? Do you think this one will float or do you think it will sink to the bottom?
Float.
Float. Okay, good prediction. Y'all both said float. So we don't have a toy car right now. I couldn't find it. So we're going to use an apple instead. Do you think this apple will float or do you think it will go all the way to the bottom?
It will float.
You think it will float? Okay, they said the apple will float. What about Avion? What about you? You think it will float or do you think it will sink? You think it will float?
Float. Yeah.
Float, okay. And the spoon. What do you think the spoon will do?
It will sink.
It will sing. Okay. What about you, Kanaya?
Sink.
Sing. Okay. Are you guys ready to?
That name not
Okay.
Their names are. That name's KK.
Okay, KK. I'll call her KK. Okay. So let's investigate these. Okay. Let's do the penny first. Avian, would you like to do it first?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's drop this penny in. Drop it in. Wow. What did it do?
It sinks.
It sings. So were you right?
Yeah.
Yes. Avian, you said that it would float, but instead it sank to the bottom. So we're going to write in it sink.
Ow.
You want to know how it looked? You don't see? Look, it went to the bottom. That's how. You see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like of the bottom.
Yes. What about the cotton ball? You guys said the cotton ball would sink. Are you ready to test it?
Yeah. Can I jump in it?
Okay, I have two. So both of y'all. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. What is it doing?
It's shaking.
It's sinking to the bottom.
It was floating and then it sank.
It began to sink. Great job. Okay. KK, you guys said that the paper clip would sink. Are you ready to put that to your investigation? Let's try that out.
I want to do it first.
Okay, you're going to go next.
Sink.
It sank. So you guys were right again. You guys said that the cotton ball would sink. So that prediction was right. And you guys also said that the paper clip would sink.
I want to do it.
Okay. Okay, Avian, you're going to do the pencil next. You guys said that the pencil will float. So let's try that out. What is it doing?
It floats down.
Yes. So were you right?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. And the apple. We're going to try the apple. Kanai, would you like? Oh, no, let her do it. Kanai, would you like to put it in? Okay. You guys said that the apple will float. Let me take the pencil out. Kanaya. Okay.
1, 2, 3.
What is it doing?
It's floating.
It's floating. So you guys were
I
correct.
want to do it first.
And our last and final one.
Can I do it
Yes,
first?
hold for 1 second. And our last one and final one is the spoon. You said that the spoon would sink. So Avian, let's put that in to see. Okay. What did it do? It sank. So now with this investigation, we can see that the weight of an object does not determine if it will float and sink. Because look at the penny. This penny is super light, but guess what? It floated all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
And think about the cotton ball. We thought this one, our prediction was right. But I would think that this one would float. But instead, it sank all the way to the bottom.
Yeah.
So, can you tell me again what objects that do that float? What does it do?
The penny. Wait, no, the penny.
Yeah, the penny was an object that sank. But what does objects do that float? Do they stay to the bottom or they stay to the top?
They stay to the top.
Okay, and objects that sink, they go where?
They go to the bottom.
Great job.
I like with the shark.
Yeah, but a shark, it floats and swims in the ocean.
It do both.
Well, yeah, maybe it sinks sometimes too.
Look, do like that.
Okay. Now that the lesson is over. The students are completing an independent worksheet where they just now cut out the objects and they are separating them into the categories, whether they float or sink. And after they finish completing the activity, I will walk around and observe them to see if they are putting the objects in the correct category and assess them by that. After they do this, I will begin to tell them why objects float and why does they sink.
Apple. Hi. Hi, guys.
Has just now completed their worksheet where they cut out the objects and put them in the categories independently. And I'm going to ask Kanaya a few questions about how she categorized her objects. So can you explain, Kanaya?
Yes. I put the floating objects over here, and I put the sink objects over here. I got a rubber duck and an apple and a magnet and the key.
Okay, so the magnet and the key are in what?
Sink.
A sink. So you say you have a magnet, a key,
And a log.
and a what else?
And a rolling ball.
And so can you explain to me what the objects do that float and what do they do that sink?
The rubber duck floats
So
and the apple floats.
Okay, so what does it mean when it floats? Does it go to the
Go up.
bottom or does it?
It goes up.
Okay, and what does it mean when it sinks?
The sink goes down.
Okay. Avion did the same thing. In his category, he has, what did you have in the floating category?
The category I want you was sink, float.
Which ones floated? The what?
The apple
And what else?
and the duck.
And the objects that sing, you got the what?
Ball.
The bowling ball.
Was sink.
Yeah, and the what? The log.
Was sink.
Uh-huh.
And shark was sink.
The what is this? What was this?
A short.
A key.
I see it.
A key is sink, and then the magnet, right? Yep. So the objects that float, they stay to the top, right? And the objects that sink, they go where? All the way to the bottom, right?
Yeah.
Okay. To conclude this lesson, I'm just gonna tell you why some of these things float and why some of these things sink. It's because an object is made up of molecules. The density of the objects determine whether it will float and whether it will sink. If the object's total density is greater than the water, it sinks. But if it's less, it will float all the way to the bottom. Are you able to tell me anything that you know that float?
A pencil.
A pencil. What else float?
A Coca-Cola.
A Coca-Cola. Was it the diet one that float or the
Diet.
Yes, the diet one will float. What about a boat? Does a boat float or does it sink?
Yeah. Some
Float. Great
boats,
job.
Some boats go all the way down.
Yeah, maybe if it crashed or something like that.
Or maybe a submarine goes down and swims.
Yes, great job.
All the way to the down.
Okay, great job. Thank you, boys and girls, for completing this lesson with me.